Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I want to appreciate you so much because of your great support. Sudan rejects Kenya's chairmanship of the IGAD committee tasked to resolve the conflicts, claims Kenya is aiding the rapid support for the force. When I was looking at the issue of IGAD is the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD, body of 8 member states, and that is Djibouti, Ethiopia, Kenya, Somalia, South Sudan, Sudan, and Uganda. But Eritrea is there but is currently inactive. The reports that we are getting is that on Monday, IGAD had named Kenya, South Sudan, Ethiopia, and Djibouti as members of IGAD to help Sudanese warring generals seek peace. As you know that there is a fight and also chaos in Sudan, they are looking forward to have a chairperson that is going to represent and also control the kind of peace that is being looked forward towards the intergovernmental kind of governance of IGAD. After the reports, we are getting reports that Sudan is not at all comfortable with the chairmanship of William Samoei Ruto. As Sudan is rejecting the appointment of William Samoei Ruto as head of a facilitator peace ahead of the regional bloc, we are being told that Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD, through the members, or rather the member from Sudan, came out saying that there is a connection between Kenya and Mohammed Hamdan Daglo Hamedi was once having a relationship with Republic of Kenya. So the latest statement today comes as Sudan had already rejected the IGAD mediation schedule, which will have seen Ruto arrange for face-to-face meeting for the first time between the two warring generals. Something that is not well received by the Sudan, as IGAD insisted it will stick to the mediation quartet led by Kenya in the search for peace in Sudan, even after Khartoum rejected the proposals in spite of Sudanese protest. According to the officials, we are being told that the officials are familiar with the decision, resolutions, and publicized in official IGAD communication social media handles, and the authorities that is required to relay those messages with a decision that William Ruto is going to lead as a chairperson of that committee. Now, what is a big problem when Ruto is leading the chairmanship of the committee? It is not for the first time. When the war in Sudan started, we were told there are several generals that came out even stepping down towards the assistance and also what was meant for them to go and assist Sudan to have peace. In a statement on Wednesday, the Foreign Affairs Ministry said it expressed its disagreement and objection to a number of paragraphs that were mentioned in the draft final statement of the summit due to the fact that they were not discussed and agreed upon, and the delegation called on the IGAD Secretariat to delete them. That the declaration that William Ruto was going to be the chairperson was not going to be accepted by them, as there was no reference and also consultation that they were given. So these paragraphs relate to the changing the chairmanship of IGAD committee. That is what the Sudan wants this to come out very clear. As the delegation demanded that South Sudan, President Salva Kiir retain the chairmanship of the committee and demanded the deletion of any reference to the subject of mediation, they are insisting still that William Ruto is the one that is going to lead the committee to put peace or to assist Sudan have peace. Now, according to Kenya's Foreign Affairs Permanent Secretary Korir Sing'oei said there had been no official protest from Sudan, but did suggest only the summit can revise the decisions as there is a problem. Both the inclusion of the Ethiopia Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed to the Troika mandated to seek peace in Sudan crisis and the appointment of William Samoei Ruto to lead the quartet was arrived by the IGAD summit and can only be vacated by the summit. That is what the Foreign Affairs Permanent Secretary says. That they stand that William Ruto is the chairperson of them. And the tweet says of the tweet of Korir Sing'oei says no official communication on this yet, but both the inclusion of Prime Minister Abiy to the Troika mandated to seek peace in Sudan crisis and appointment of William Ruto to lead the quartet was arrived by the IGAD summit and can only be vacated by the summit. That is what Kenya responded to the Sudan Post. But incidentally, Sudanese representative Malik Aiga, who is also the deputy chairman of Transitional Sovereignty Council of the Republic of Sudan, chaired by the summit, Aiga replaced Mohamed Hamdi, the leader of the Rapid Support Forces, which is bringing a lot of problem that Kenya is possibly having a relationship, or rather William Ruto is having a relationship with that so-called someone called Mohamed Hamdi Daglo, the leader of Rapid Support Forces that has since April 15th been fighting Barnes Sudan armed forces. That is what the Sudan is complaining. But again, Sudan says it notified IGAD regarding the need for Kiir to continue chairing the quartet committee that was approved by the summit in accordance with the objective consideration mentioned by the President Yoweri Museveni in the IGAD emergency summit that was held online on April 16, 2023. So during the summit, attended by leaders from the 8 members, states and officials from associated organizations, Sudan is said to have rejected proposals for dialogue and Hamdi. So when you look at this issue that is arriving, there are several issues here that Sudan is now coming out not to agree with this kind, let me say, disagreeing with William Ruto. They don't want William Ruto to continue. Maybe they want their own president to be part and parcel and chairperson of that dialogue, so that as they are looking forward towards the solution of this Sudan crisis, then it will be comfortable for them as their president is the chairperson. So that message was not well received by Kenya, as the Foreign Affairs Permanent Secretary responded to the of course the post of Sudan. But I want to ask simple question. If Sudan is rejecting William Ruto to be the chairperson of IGAD, not even IGAD, the chairperson of Quartet, that is Quartet committee that is going to deal with or to try to solve the issues of Sudan crisis, is there any possibility of William Ruto solving if they are rejecting William Ruto? Because it will be so good, and the environment could have been so conducive for acceptance by Sudan towards the chairmanship of William Ruto. And if they are rejecting, then is there any possibility of Sudan accepting having an agreement between the chairperson coming out, because the chairperson that is being suggested is William Ruto, and we are being told that the summit had decided that William Ruto is the one that is going to lead that meeting. So is there any possibility of these people agreeing? I don't know. What are your thoughts? Drop your opinion at the comment section below.